Bonjour tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez bien. De mon côté, ça va super bien. Bienvenue sur Alliance M-Éducation. Dans la vidéo d'aujourd'hui, nous allons parler du Indian fatigue ou le ras-le-bol de certains. En fait, c'est un phénomène qui prend de plus en plus de l'ampleur sur les réseaux sociaux où certains Canadiens expriment leur ras-le-bol envers des ressortissants indiens en disant que, premièrement, quand les ressortissants indiens arrivent au Canada, c'est par des voies frauduleuses. Donc, ils vont venir avec des faux permis d'études ou des faux permis de travail. Ensuite de ça, une fois qu'ils arrivent au Canada, en fait, ils ne s'intègrent pas à la culture canadienne, mais ils veulent plutôt imposer leur culture aux Canadiens, ok? Et de leur côté aussi, les ressortissants, certains ressortissants de l'Inde se sont également exprimés par rapport à cette situation. Donc, je vous laisse regarder ces différents extraits de vidéos et ensuite de ça, nous allons nous retrouver tout juste après.
700 students tricked by an immigration scam are being sent back to India.
Status! Status! We want status!
I'm outside Canada's immigration board where there's a rally going on after 700 students have been ordered to be deported back to India.
We pay taxes, we do all the legal things. After 4 years, they're saying go back. So the Canadian government used us and now they're just throwing us back.
We want justice! We want justice!
This comes after experts say most of them had their work permits, they had their work hours in, and it wasn't until recently that the Canadian Border Services Agency told the students that their admission letters to the schools were fake.
The 700 students were tricked by an immigration agent in India who wrote fake admission letters that Canadian universities accepted. The students even graduated and joined the workforce, only to learn years later that they were being deported because of that letter.
We gave him all the paperwork, we gave him the full fees, we paid everything. We are the victim, we are here to get the justice from the immigration.
When I call my parents, they always asking me, what about your PR? I'm telling a lie to them, my parents. We all are suffering from this situation.
International students pay almost 7 times more in tuition fees than local post-secondary students.
We agree we trust on a wrong guy who did this fraud thing, but what about the other authorities that has been issuing the study permit, the work permit? I personally feel there is a violation of human rights.
Students were stolen from. This is what is crucial to how Canada operates. If anybody pays the price for this, it will be students like this.
This is just one of many instances in Canada and the US where international students pay tens of thousands of dollars to find better opportunities, only to find that they've been scammed with no other solutions, advocates say.
You're not welcome in Canada. With that attitude, you will never take over. Too late. We have already taken over. Look around, man. We are all here only. India is empty. We are all in Canada. We are going to work in telemarketing and call you at 1 a.m. Even if you are on the do not call list. We will scam all your grandparents. We will replace your solid bed sheets with floral designs. We are going to dance in Yonge and Danda Square. Soon you will be gone.
So why are Canadians so fed up with Indian immigrants? Well, first off, there's the whole hygiene situation. Once one Indian family moves into a neighborhood, boom, within a year you've got multiple Indian families moving in. As their numbers grow, the problems start stacking up. The most infamous incident was the beach bathroom fiasco. Back in July 2024, at Wasaga Beach in Ontario, people discovered some Indian immigrant families were literally using the beach as their personal toilet. They even set up tents as makeshift bathrooms. The beautiful beach turned into a stinking mess and tourists started avoiding the place like the plague. And guess what? The problem's getting worse. Just this August, Alberta Health Services had to issue a water quality advisory for Calling Lake Provincial Park Beach because of elevated fecal bacteria levels in the water. They're telling people not to swim or wade there because you could get seriously sick from the contaminated water. Apparently, more and more Indians have been treating lakes like their personal bathrooms, and now entire beach areas are getting shut down for public safety. When the original Wasaga Beach videos went viral, some Indians defended it as traditional customs, nothing to get worked up about. Indian media and netizens even called it racial discrimination. The Canadian government investigated, but didn't have the guts to actually criticize or punish anyone. Then there's the resource hogging issue. Indians stick together like glue, everyone knows that. One Indian makes it to Canada, and surprise, surprise, their entire extended family follows within months. This in-colony style of migration means Indian families in Canada keep getting bigger and bigger. They're not just using up tons of Canadian welfare benefits, they're also taking job opportunities away from locals. Plus, Indian immigrants usually only want to hire their own people, shutting out everyone else. Speaking of Indian populations in Canada, there's actually an Indian blogger who made a whole video about this. The guy basically created a travel guide for the 5 Canadian cities with the most Indian population. He's telling potential tourists they can totally avoid these places if they want to, but if you're into Indian culture or you're Indian yourself, these might be your go-to spots.
Top 5 Canadian cities with the most Indian population. Number 1, you got Toronto, Ontario. Toronto has the largest Indo-Canadian population in Canada. Most Indo-Canadians in Toronto, they live around Brampton, Markham, Scarborough, Etobicoke, and Mississauga, but mainly Brampton. Number 2, Vancouver, British Columbia. Vancouver is home to the second largest Indo-Canadian population in Canada with a significant presence in Surrey, Burnaby, Richmond, Abbotsford, and Delta. Number 3, you got Calgary, Alberta. Calgary has a growing Indo-Canadian community primarily in the northeastern and eastern parts of the city. Number 4, you got Edmonton, Alberta. Edmonton also has a significant Indo-Canadian population, mainly concentrated in the southeastern and northern areas. Montreal, Quebec. Montreal has a sizable Indo-Canadian community with many residents living in the neighborhoods of Park Extension, Côte des Neiges, and La Salle. These cities have become hubs for the Indo-Canadian community due to their diverse economies, educational opportunities, and vibrant multicultural environment.
As Indian immigrant numbers keep climbing, they're getting more politically active too. They're jumping into local politics, pushing their agenda hard. The third big issue is cultural clash. Canada prides itself on being multicultural, respecting differences, embracing diversity, encouraging everyone to express themselves. All across Canada, Hindu groups started building temples and statues everywhere. Hindu festival celebrations seriously disrupted normal life for other community members. Religious ceremonies in public spaces made residents of other faiths pretty uncomfortable. This aggressive push of Hindu culture and beliefs really ticked off regular Canadians. But here's the kicker. Some Indians actually flipped the script, claiming they're the real owners of Canada. In early 2025, Toronto and Vancouver saw Indian immigrant protests where participants were literally shouting for Europeans to go back home, claiming they were the true masters of Canada. Some even demanded changing the country's name to New India. Talk about nerve. The whole Indian immigration mess finally got the Canadian government's attention.
You think of the Indians in Canada?
Yo, they need to go, bro. I can't lie.
Way too many?
Yeah.
Way too many. What's wrong with them?
Bro, they come in and they like shit on the beaches. And they don't take care of themselves, and then they fucking walk in groups, and they just like take up the whole sidewalk. Like they're just rude. Like they're gonna come in from their third world country and turn the first world country into another.
Yeah, there are too many Indians here.
We're Canadian, we're multicultural, but come on.
If we're going to their country, we will have to adapt to their culture, right? They should do the same thing here.
Well, I do feel like I'm a stranger.
People just are not adapting to the culture that's here, and I think that it's okay to adapt to the good things. There's a lot of great things that the Canadian culture is. And if you can't and here's the other thing. I feel like Indians that are coming now, they are wanting people to adapt to them. And they want Canadians to change and look into their culture and their religion and into their events. Like Diwali happens, right? Yeah. And all these people start going to Toronto downtown, start blowing off fireworks, going all crazy. Right? But in the same time, if the Canadian culture, so something like Thanksgiving happens, they don't participate.
Au regard des extraits de vidéos que vous venez de visionner, je vous laisse vraiment vous exprimer dans les commentaires. Mais ce que l'on peut ressortir de l'analyse de ces vidéos, c'est que les Canadiens veulent quand même des gens qui veulent s'intégrer. L'intégration est quand même assez importante ici au Canada, bien qu'on ait nos coutumes, nos traditions que nous avons chez nous. Mais quand on arrive dans un nouveau pays d'accueil, le minimum, c'est quand même essayer de comprendre comment est-ce que le pays fonctionne, c'est quoi les règles, les règles, les lois pour que tout le monde puisse au moins se conformer, ok? Le Canada ne nous demande pas d'oublier qui nous sommes ou de nous assimiler complètement, mais s'intégrer, je pense que c'est le minimum, non seulement pour le Canada, mais pour toutes les personnes qui quittent leur pays pour aller dans un pays d'accueil. Donc, de mon côté, c'est ce que j'ai pu ressortir, c'est ma petite analyse par rapport à cette situation. Si vous avez un point de vue quand même différent, je vous laisse vous exprimer dans les commentaires. Sinon, merci d'avoir visionné la vidéo. N'oubliez pas de vous abonner et d'activer la cloche de notification pour rester connecté et être avisé pour lors de mes prochaines publications. Prenez soin de vous. On se dit à très bientôt pour une nouvelle vidéo. Bye bye!